Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Kim Peaches, thank you so much for being first. And also, thank you, Lydia Washington, for the super sticker. Congrats, Baron. Congrats on 55,000 subscribers. Bravo, Royal Sussex. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of this crazy journey that we're on to support our faves, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. What? The slides are up already? Isn't that the least I could do? Connie Bomber! Hey, Connie Bomber. That was a welcome. All right. Let me see here. And thank you everyone else from being here. For being here. Uh-oh, hold on a second. All right, I'm here. You know, I keep it at a comfortable 74 degrees and just one digit more, and I can feel the difference. So I prefer it at 74, at least in this space I do. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Harry, Mrs. Kate? Ooh. Harry, Mrs. Kate. Ugh. Really? Really? Is that what we're doing right now? Harry, Mrs. Kate. I mean, come on. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for being here tonight on Royal Sussex. And a fine good morning to you as well. All right. So let me see. Oh, Rohini says, I wonder what a girl got to do to get a Connie Bomber type of greeting. Do I have to send you? No, the beanies are quite enough. Thank you so much. Maybe I'll send some to you, though. We'll see. I hope you got a sense of humor. You know, I would send some, but I have to warn you first. You know how on the box of cereal they used to say that product may have settled during shipment, but the weight and volume is still the same. Well, in my case, it has definitely shifted, but the weight and volume has increased en route to your grocer's shelves. So, uh, as a matter of fact, along the way, they had to get a new package. Okay, they had to get a new package for this cereal. So, wait, we are still talking about photos, right? Oh man. Anyway, but yes, for sure. As I said, and I just realized that pretty soon, the what do you call it? The amount of subscribers is going to catch up to my age. The amount of subscribers are going to catch up to my age, um, which is still unknown, but that's okay. Uh, Uh, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yacht. Oh man. Hi, Beverly McCaskill says, Rohini, please, too much information. We don't want to put Baron in the hospital. Well, I mean, at least the fun part is you get to see me wear those hospital gowns. I still haven't figured out which side goes, which is the front and the back. But okay, let's carry on, shall we? So yes, I at some point yesterday, I'm like, wait, what a minute. Wait a minute, what a minute. So I was just like, oh, good. I like to catch it when it's all zeros going across, right? Well, I turned my head for just 5 minutes and there you go, 55,000. And currently it is 55,060 subscribers. So thank you all very much for watching Royal Sussex, for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Sharing is caring, right? All right. You hear that, Rohini? Sharing is caring. Oh man. Okay. Um now wait, how did that get there? That's supposed to be at the top, right? No, it's not. It's supposed to be here. That's from yesterday. That is from yesterday. So yesterday, they had the Harry and Meghan Archwell Foundation partners. Oh, you know why I put that here? Because when I made this video, I said to myself, you know what? I bet you they're going to make a big deal out of it. Well, actually, there hasn't been much pushback, which surprises me because it's kind of a slow news cycle where the Royals are concerned. That, of course, include our California Royals. So I thought that they were going to make a big fuss about Harry and Meghan getting involved with the pushback or the way or whatever. But it says here Harry and Meghan wade into U.S. Politics again, ahead of the 2024 election. Duke and Duchess of Sussex working with Hollywood power players to combat the onslaught of AI deepfake. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are once again wading into the U.S. politics, joining a campaign to warn American voters against misinformation in the upcoming presidential election. Well, as you can see, they're not choosing a side. They're not telling people how to vote or even if they should vote. But there was the very same thing with the equity in vaccine distribution when they were with the what was it, Citizen, whatever that was. But they didn't say you should or should not take the vaccine. They only were trying to make sure that some of the poor people were able to get it, to make sure that there was a fair distribution of it globally. And they raised a lot of money for that cause. And of course, they didn't get into the politics of whether you should or shouldn't. Same here. They're not getting into the politics of who to vote for. And I can give you another example when it comes to the environment. The Sussexes have never told anyone that they should not fly, they should not travel, or they have not pointed the finger when it comes to the amount of carbon emissions. The only thing that Megan has ever said about it is nothing. Megan hasn't said anything about the environment, but Megan actually is very much pro sustainable fashions, which is one way to help with the environment because the sustainable fashions means that some of these synthetic fibers that we wear will not end up in the landfill, like that mess that they have in some countries where they send a lot of the donated clothes. And of course, those clothes are part of a cottage industry where people sell them in their country, but the discarded stuff ends up in a landfill in a country where the clothes are not produced, where they weren't originally purchased. And of course, there's a lot of toxins that wash into the ground and the water table. And so, anyway, again, that shows that the Sussexes are actually not pushing a political agenda. They have not. So if you hear someone trying to say that they have done this or said that in terms of politics, they certainly have not. Um, and again, I stand behind what I said. The whole thing with the travel list is to give the consumer the ability to decide whether or not they want to use X amount of carbon emissions when they travel. But if you prefer to do less because you got more time to travel, then you'll take a train instead of a plane. That's all Travelers is about. So again, no finger pointing there. There's no judgment there. So the Sussexes are doing things the right way. They're not like those hypocrites in the rest of the royal family that are taking all these private jets when they could have taken a commercial flight. They're not doing that. They're not flying their state Bentley to Paris. That's the king that did that, as though there are no other automobiles in Paris. And the state Bentley is not an armored vehicle, so it wasn't an issue of that either. Olivia Johnson, 7 months membership. Thank you so much for that. And Joya Moore, thank you for the super sticker, a super chat. Congratulations, Baron. Greatly appreciate it. And I do see the rest of your comments there, but because we started super late today, I'm just going to try to push through so some of y'all aren't up too late. And Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super chat. Congratulations to 55K. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Connie Balmer. All right. So Taming of the World's Hottest Hunk. How Sweden's party prince Carl Philippe gave up his, what is that? Lounge, what is that? Whatever lifestyle, for a former topless cover girl, and why the dashing race car junkie is once again sending fans wild. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Carl Philippe, or let me refresh your tea. Is Church Nelly here? Because Church Nelly rather fancies Carl Phillips. So this is the funny thing, though. If you're writing an article about Carl Phillip, why in the world would you insert Willie Leaks into that article? Why put him someplace he does not belong? They are so desperate to keep up the relevance of those two lazy individuals known as Willie Leaks and Lazy Katie. They are so determined to keep them relevant that they are pulling them out and sticking them in stories where they don't belong. So before we get to that Harry and thing that I started with, we got to do this one first. Asking a group of school kids to guess his age last November, Prince William found himself on the stinging end of a brutal childhood honesty. 57? One well-meaning youngster asked the 41-year-old prince. It was a reminder of how fast William, now heir to the throne, is bearing the weight of so much royal responsibility of late, has grown up. If you want to attribute the 57 to the fact that he's the heir to the throne, are you saying that the pressure of being heir to the throne is what's causing him to look 57? As I say in my child voice, 57? Well, how old do you think I am? 57? Unless he's holding a bottle of ketchup. Or what is it? No, Heinz 57. That's not the ketchup. It's some other kind of sauce. But anyway, 57. William is 57 years old. Don't you love kids? They will tell you the truth when no one else will. Yes, 57 is what he thought the 41-year-old prince was. So, the photo on the left is the one that they included in the article. The photo on the right is me just showing you the reality of things. So if they have to go back 20 years to try to fit you into an article about Carl Phillip, maybe they should have left you out of the article. This is the one and only photo of William, the one on the left side, not the right, the one on the left side, that is the only photo of William that was included in the article. Yes, that one. Unbelievable. Why in the world are you bringing Willie Leaks into this article? It just doesn't make sense. Indeed, one silver lining amid the recent online chatter about cancer hit Kate Middleton has been the proliferation of pictures of the prince's younger years posted by well wishers in response to vile conspiracies. Happier times, often pictures of Kate and William at university in their 20s. They're proof of a once uncontested truth with his mother's striking features and a full head of floppy hair. William was undoubtedly Europe's most dashing royal. But now, a good old fashioned battle of monarchies is afoot, and William's crown has most handsome princely hunk seems less secure. Less secure? You mean to tell me he was still wearing the crown even 5 years ago? I mean, come on. He hasn't been that person in years. Stepping into the battlefield with his impossibly chiseled jawline and movie star good looks, Prince Carl Philip of Sweden is causing something of a ruckus. He's been causing a ruckus. He's been causing a ruckus since he was old enough to cause a ruckus. Known locally for his penchant for fast cars and even faster women, the dishy prince scandalized Nordic high society in 2015 when he married a tattooed bikini model. Thirsting images of the 44-year-old have been making the international rounds on social media. This guy has been all that for quite some time. William has been less than that for, I would say, the past 10, 12 years. I would say by the time he got married, it had already been a bit overdue. Okay? He was already at that point. So I don't, again, this is not helping William to insert him into an article about Carl Philip. If you want to write an article about an attractive prince in another country, you could just write about Harry, or you could write about Carl Philip. That you mean to tell me they have been holding out on this all this time because of the invisible contract? Talk about chiseled good looks. I mean, I don't know why they don't get him to play 007. Stepping onto the battlefield with his impossibly chiseled jawline and movie star good looks, Prince Carl Philip of Sweden is causing something of a ruckus. He's been causing a ruckus. Have you seen him? I mean, to tell you, the fact that they have been the fact that they have been holding out, I could only attribute to the idea of them wanting to try to push the how many they tried this last year to make this case that William was some type of hunk. Would you all stop it? This is embarrassing. You're embarrassing William. You're embarrassing your country. It's been over for William for about 12, 13, 14 years. He was already pretty bad off on his wedding day. Duh. You know, I have a friend that is not the least bit interested in gingers. However, she said that Harry's cute. Yes, he's delicious. That seems to be what do you call it? A consensus among most living, breathing people, men or women. But William, William, huh? Why are they doing this to this man? Just stop. I'm even hurt for him, and I can't stand the sight of him. And if you think it's because of the beard that Carl Phillip looks amazing with those Hollywood good looks, take away the beard, and you still have something pretty phenomenal in comparison to Willie Leaks. I'm sorry, but William, it's not just because. And by the way, Carl Phillip is 44 years old. William is 41. Carl Phillip is 44. Um, you also have to appreciate the fact that um, William, what is on the inside, that brooding, menacing, hateful disposition is just oozing out of his pores. That scowl, that permanent scowl that he has, people see anger. They see cruel. They see him for what he is. He's a bully. He is a bully. I mean, thirsting image of the 44-year-old have been making international rounds on social media. This guy has been, I mean, beard or no beard, he's always been attractive, and that's just the way it is. Now, William was considered attractive back in the day, but now he's not. He's changed. He's changed. I think it could have been that 9 iron, but I'm just saying. But he still has his. I mean, but if you look at him, now if you squint your eyes, yeah, he's pretty bad. He's pretty bad. I was trying to figure out something that makes him attractive. If you, how about if you, let me turn my head sideways. Well, uh, um, okay, next. Now there's the swimwear competition. Now, William, well, anyway, take a look on the right side. That's Carl Phillip in his swimwear. As you can see, instead of wearing some Speedos from back in the 1980s, he's wearing a more contemporary look with his, washboard abs. And yeah, I think it's been over with for Willie Leaks for quite some time. Um, oh, I don't know why I look at that photo on the left side and it just seems like, hey, who's hungry for a pulled pork sandwich? Anybody? Yeah, the one on the left is screaming pulled pork sandwich. But Carl Phillips, he's just laid back. He's a man's man. And well, in a way, I guess William is too. But oh well. Anyway, you guys, I just thought I would share that with you because they went there. They were trying to find a way to insert William into a story that has nothing to do with him. If you want to talk about a handsome prince, then talk about a handsome prince. You don't have to stroke Willie Leak's ego. William is missing. Kate is missing. We haven't seen the children since Christmas. They are not relevant. And so sitting around just I don't know, twirling pencils and doodling, and then all of a sudden you figured out something else you could write about. is a waste of everybody's time. It is. It wastes everyone's time. Nobody is interested in William, and nobody cares that he hasn't been seen. Nobody cares. And as for Carl Phillip, I guess he just has to sit around and oh, by the way, you guys, when I say sit around and just and look cute, let me tell you, this guy does actually work. Take a look here. He also has a master's degree in agricultural and rural management, which has given much of his royal charitable, which I'm sorry, which has given much of his royal charitable work a conservational focus, right? And then to show you that he's not lazy like William, after 12 years in Swedish Navy Amphibious Corps, Carl Philip studied graphic design in Stockholm before spending a year at the prestigious Rhode Island School of Design in Providence. That's Providence, Rhode Island. So he is very hardworking. He works hard, he plays hard, and anyway, he has a very solid foundation. He doesn't disappear for 30, 60 to 90 days. When he steps out, he doesn't care how many steps he take. He doesn't count 12 steps, if you get my meaning. He doesn't need to count 12 steps every time he comes back from being away on business. So uh, anyway, so there you have it. That is the very dashing, very handsome Carl Phillip, never to be confused with William, ever. And by the way, did I tell you he's 44 years old and William is 41? Right. And of course, now let's get to this whole business about Harry missing Kate. It's probably the other way around. I'm sure Kate misses Harry. I mean, consider this. What is that? The Duke of Cambridge, something, something, something. Anyway, the point is, this was the Queen's Jubilee. I think it was the 60th year on the throne Jubilee when they had that barge going down the Thames. For some reason, William goes strutting out with the only umbrella and leaves Kate behind. I mean, he just goes strutting out there, and Harry's like, dude, come and get your girl. Duh. Now, if Harry is supposed to be so close to Kate, why would he insist on, please get this wife of yours away from me? The last thing Harry is interested in is Kate, probably because, well, he knows her. Okay. He knows her. Everybody knows who Kate is. The only person who seemed to really think that it was a good idea for them to get married was William. I mean, he tried to hold out for somebody else, but nobody else wanted him. And Harry certainly wasn't interested. So for whatever reason, the past 48 hours, Prince Harry regrets losing a really, I'm sorry, Prince Harry regrets losing and really misses Kate's royal expert claims. Prince Harry is in a painful place with Kate Middleton due to writing in spare. Really? Because I think he took his boot and firmly planted it someplace the sun doesn't shine when he wrote about his brother and his sister-in-law in Spare. I don't think it was a matter of him missing anybody. When Harry wrote Spare, Harry put on a pair of his best boots and firmly planted a foot up each of their narrow behinds and kept it moving. Okay. That's what he cares about, the two of them. Prince Harry wants to take up some of the slack and help family amid health crisis. Sure, he does. Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton had friendship struggles early on. Well, that's about the only true thing that I see here is that they had friendship troubles early on. The only thing is they should just really say Kate Middleton had friendship struggles with Meghan Markle early on. Kate is not anybody's friend, especially other women, and that's just the truth. And then, of course, um, Prince Harry regrets losing Kate Middleton, torn between blah blah blah. Prince Harry regrets writing about Princess Catherine. I don't think so, Kinsey Schofield. I really don't think so. And then Prince William breaks silence with first message since case the first message that he has broken since Kate Middleton's cancer announcement. He writes about a retiring football player, one of the girls' football players, one of the lionesses, the one that he wouldn't go and see when they were struggling to, yeah, that football player. Um, so this is Harry, who, of course, is not nearly as attractive as William, according to the British tabloid media. Harry left. That family is in turmoil. And the only way they could really sell this People magazine was to put Harry in between cancer stricken Kate, cancer stricken Charles, and all the way in the back is William, because the least attractive person to them, I suppose, is William. So they just stuck him back there under the E. Um, Says a lot about William. William does not sell magazines. He just doesn't. That's why you never see him on the cover unless they have him in full uniform with that hat pulled down over his scowling face. So here are the two brothers back to back, back to back. And again, I don't want to call this a beauty contest, but let's face it, Harry is far more attractive than William. And that's just that. I mean, look at him. He's calm, relaxed, and sure of himself. Whereas William, well, I don't know if you all saw this live when you heard the guy yelling, "Keep the camera on William, keep the camera on William," because everybody was trying to, focus on Harry, but they had to order the camera guy to make sure he kept the camera on William for some reason. Nobody cares about him. And Annie Bennett, thank you so much for 21 months membership. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, take a look there. Look at handsome Harry in comparison to Willie Leaks. uh, and I wanted to make sure I didn't do like they did with William and find old photos. Huh? This is what William is doing. I mean, what Harry is doing today. Harry's not thinking about Kate. Harry has a whole big full life out in California. He has responsibilities. He has a mortgage. He's got all kind of stuff going for him. He's going to Beyonce concerts, being inducted into the Aviator, whatever, Legends of Aviation Hall of Fame. He's a entrepreneur, businessman, Hollywood producer, executive producer. He's still working with his charities. He's doing all that stuff. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, come on, that is Prince freaking Harry, according to what's his name there. So this idea that he is thinking about that island right now, he wants to show his kids his birthplace. That means a lot to him. But he's not losing sleep because he can't be with William and Kate. That's insane. I mean, does that look like somebody longing for Kate Middleton? shallow, insecure, um, chases other women away, right? Harry dreamed of the day that he could uh, perform his duties as a prince of the realm and be equal to his brother with his wife by his side, with his partner by his side. That is something that he longed for. And just when he was on the very brink of all of the happiness that he ever wanted in this world, to serve his grandmother and to serve his country, to serve the military, and also to have an amazing wife by his side, someone who understands and has lived philanthropy and humanitarian work, only for the jealousy of his brother and his sister in law to drive them out the country. None of this makes sense. Because of those two, he has been driven away from his birthplace. Now, of course, thanks to those two, he is having a life that he could have never dreamed of or only dreamt of. But this none of this really makes sense. I mean, there they are. As far as Harry was concerned, William is going to be king. I'm going to be there for my brother. It was understood from birth that my role is to support him. But that's a two-way street. I mean, if you're going to be king, if you're going to show that you are serving the people, well, as they say, charity starts in the home. Love and protection starts in the home. He's never protected his brother. Never protected his brother. And now he's all alone. So he's gotten what he's deserved. Prince Harry regrets losing sister in law Kate Middleton, really misses her. Let me see, who was that? Well, I forgot the name of the oh man. And I knew that 5 minutes ago, but the author that wrote this is just so removed from reality, to put it politely. So this is what the New York Post has: a picture of Harry and Kate smiling, and a picture of Harry and Kate, sitting in the grandstands. By the way, William is also there, but um, and then here on the right side, to show you how sly they are, here's a photo of Kate with her eyes looking like, oh, I hope Megan doesn't find out about me and Harry. That's what the picture is supposed to be, right? And then of course there's Megan, consumed with jealousy over Kate Middleton's relationship with Harry. I mean, they purposely find a photo. That is the photo that goes with that article. I'm not kidding you. That is the photo. You can see it in the circle at the bottom. That is supposed to be Megan pondering um, this whatever whisper of a relationship that Harry and Kate is having. This is truly a slow news cycle. This is a very slow news cycle. There should be more to talk about than something made up like this. This is all made up. And as I said yesterday, the royal reporters, the British tabloid media, they do just like the Republicans. They all have the same talking points. Article after article, the same talking points. Oh, and there she is, Ingrid Sewer. Enters Ingrid Sewer, right? The D is silent. Ingrid Sewer. Uh, or is it seaweed? You add a E. Seaweed. Anyway, Ingrid, as usual, likes to make up stuff. So the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, disrupted Harry's relationship with key royals, including sister-in-law Princess Kate, a royal expert has claimed. The of Sussex and Princess Kate shared a close bond before Harry and his wife. We know that that's his wife. Harry and his wife, Meghan Markle, left their royal duties and exposed private information on the family in interviews, their Netflix documentary, and Harry's memoir, Spare, where Harry put that big boot on one foot and the boot on the other foot and planted them in those little narrow behinds of theirs. Um, the royal expert has now claimed that Meghan disrupted Harry's bond with Kate, who previously had met and approved of his former girlfriends. What? What? Are they serious? Kate drove those girls away. Kate drove those girls away. Kate never liked any of Harry's girlfriends. She drove them away. She only pretended to be friends with them, only to conspire against them and drive them away. They're just making up stuff. Ingrid Sewer, editor in chief of Majesty Magazine and author of My Mother and I, explained to the Telegraph every time he had a new girlfriend, the first person that would meet her would be Kate. I would imagine the last person that you would want to meet your new girlfriend would be Kate. I mean, how do you explain Kate? How do you explain Kate? And of course, it wouldn't help if Kate had to explain herself. That doesn't go well, does it? For obvious reasons. Could you imagine if Kate had to explain herself? Well, to give you an example of that, we had to reach out to Kensington Palace.
Well, obviously it'd be, I would love to have met her, and she's obviously, she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day, and, you know, going forward and things. You know, it is, you know, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and, you know, very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
You sure do, girl. You sure do. You said a mouthful, and I do mean a mouthful. Harry and Kate's relationship was once a close bond, with Harry previously longing for a sister, according to Seaweed. Yet after Harry, by the way, Ingrid's on the left. That's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon character on the right. I wasn't sure which was which, but I think she's on the left. Yet after Harry and Meghan's wed in 2018, you know, that wedding where Kate wore white to another woman's wedding, things soured, as Seaweed added. I think that Meghan must have been incredibly envious and then jealous. Really? Really? Oh my God. Oh, oh, make it stop. Please make it stop. Lady T says, when the British media has to resort to putting words in other people's mouths, I say, ain't nobody got time for that. There are no leaks in Montecito. Hear, hear. And you're right about that. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Cue it. All right. And here we go.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They just don't. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh man, they just make up stuff. They ain't got nothing better to do. So in order to try to get some chatter going, here we go with this nonsense. Please. Katie V says Kate what was that? Drove them away because she fancies Harry. I can believe that. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. She really wanted Harry for herself. And why wouldn't she? Because Harry um, has such a lovely disposition. I mean, he has heart and character. All of the things that William is lacking. William is just an opportunity to wear a crown. That's it. If if you can make it that far. Now, of course, there's Ingrid, a known liar, because as you know, she did lie and pretend like she had saw the Oprah interview before it actually aired, along with Dickie Arbiter. Vicky Arbiter, you know, she has that high pitched voice. Vicky Arbiter. You know Vicky Arbiter, she's that one with that horrible high pitched voice. And of course, the very grand Richard Fitzwilliams. All of them. They got caught out by a couple of YouTube pranksters. And of course, sometimes Ingrid actually does these appearances right from her living room. She has a little studio set up at home, and all she got to do is go and grab that wig and slap it on and sit right in front of the camera and then make up some stuff. Yeah, if she's not on her computer making up stuff, she's sitting in her living room making up stuff. So, yeah, such is Ingrid. Not to be confused with a Hanna-Barbera cartoon character. You got to love the bangs, right? Or as they say in the UK, the fringe. Don't they call it fringe? We call them bangs. Anyway, so take a look here. Like I said, I think it was the other way around. I really do believe it was the other way around. Harry was not in the least interested in her. He was trying to be polite, trying to be a supportive brother in law, only to find out later on that Kate could not stand to have any other women around. Notice that the same way she's pawing all over Harry, isn't that what she was doing with that tennis player? Isn't that exactly what she was doing with that tennis player? Pawing all over him. So, Lydia says, Sussex, what is that? Sussex Spotlight? New channel. Now that I cannot pin like this, I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. Can I? Let me see. Yeah, that one I'm not able to pin, but if you you know, well, actually, I could just do this. Hold on a second. And then I do this. And there we go. I just replaced the pin. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to mention that VS was up there at the top. But yeah, that was VS before, but you probably saw that. Let me see here. So, oh, by the way, thank you for the super chat. And Leg says, oh, wait, I'm on the wrong screen. Let me get back over here. Okay. Oh, wait, didn't mean to do that. Go back here, there. Wait, there we go. Lex says, what was Megan jealous of? Her vocal skills? Well, I mean, we'd have to reach out to.
Well, obviously it'd be, I would love to have met her.
Probably not. Her professional resume before the royal family, her calligraphy, her cooking skills, her style. Girl, bye. Or as our darling Nina would say,
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
all righty. Thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right. And I just took the liberty of taking a look at a few more of those images from over time. You can see, and this is just a screenshot when I did a Google search. I have yet to see anything on Harry's face that is suggestive in the least way for Kate, who is actually also 41 or 42 years of age. I think she's 42, right? Yeah, 42. I don't see anything suggestive about that. This is all a figment of their imagination, or should I say their desperation to have something to talk about. And of course, here, nothing, 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 nothing. Um, of course, they were thrown together in these situations because William and Kate together didn't have enough star power to bring interest to anything. So anytime that there was fundraising or establishing something, if you wanted all eyes on it, you had to get Harry, who at the time was the most popular royal before that long hate campaign that was designed to elevate Will and Kate's stature, two of the least productive, least educated, um, lazy, lacking in integrity people I could think of. But aside from that, I don't think that there's any there. Let's see. Iris says the concerted effort to cast Harry and Kate as some tragic forbidden love story and attempt to sideline Meghan in her own marriage is, I've seen more concocted about how her brother-in-law feels about her illness in general. What is that personage than the actual husband? It's beyond disturbing, which is true. I don't think William has said anything about Kate's illness. There has been no official comment about her illness. He only returned a couple of words that were spoken to him while he was out doing the very few engagements that he's done for the calendar year of 2024. But aside from that, nothing. And then, of course, you have this article that just comes out of nowhere. That is, and I agree with Iris, the scholar. Iris, is pointing out that they're making it seem like this is some type of Romeo and Juliet, where the two families want to keep them apart. And no, Harry. Let me say this one more time. Harry put boots on. In other words, he wrote a spare. He put on some boots, okay? He put on some dusty Afghanistan covered boots that were broken in on the battlefield. He put them boots on and firmly planted his foot in his brother and his sister-in-law's behind. And I mean to tell you, he gave them the business. What else does he have to do? If you read Spare, then you would understand that all of this is nonsense. Harry said what he said. As a matter of fact, Harry went out of his way to write about Kate. The way he worded it in the book is that I felt like this is something that needed to come from me. Okay? Meaning that it's not going to wait for Meghan's book. You're going to hear it from me. It was our wedding, and she did everything that she could, along with other people in the family, including William. Um, it was Kensington Palace that recruited her father to destroy the wedding. All of those things. So, you know how they keep saying there's no way back? There's no way back. Well, let me say this: Harry and Meghan ain't trying to come back. And as far as any relationship whatsoever with Kate Middleton, not only is this no way back for them when it comes to Harry, he doesn't want them back. Okay? Now, enjoy the boots while you're, you know, going back and forth to these appointments. See if you can get some help getting them boots out of your behind, because he said what he said. And when I say he stepped in but I'm trying not to say the A word. When I say he stepped in their behinds, he stepped in their behinds and did not look back. He's wearing them for slippers right now, okay? I don't know how else to put it. He said what he said. He didn't shirk away from it. You mess with my wife. You made life difficult for my family. This is what I have to say about it. Oh, I do have a soundbite for you. That, of course, is Jack, what's his name, from Newsweek, a perfectly good American magazine that has been hijacked by the British media and turned into a gossip rag. A perfectly good traditional weekly American magazine that has been hijacked and turned into a gossip rag. It's like an invasion, you guys. This really is like an invasion. I feel like we are being invaded by these horrible tabloid journalists.
Saying that the vacuum has been filled for now, but another one will be created.
Another one will be created because people will want to know that she's okay.
Yeah.
It will, I think, be very
Prince
different.
Harry.
Including Prince Harry. Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, no, because we've had Tom Quinn, a royal biographer, come out saying that Harry misses Kate. Which, in all honesty, I'm sure he probably does miss that time when he had a very close knit relationship with William and Kate. And it's very, he has had a hard falling out with William, which is showing no signs of repairing. And now this is going to be very difficult news for him to digest, that she's had her health completely rocked. People are going to get to a point, I think, where they want to know, has the chemo been successful? Because she said she was having preventative chemotherapy. Now, that doesn't sound like she's been put in remission.
No.
And people want to know whether she gets to a point where she has. They'll be desperately hoping that she will. And they will want to know if she has got the all clear, or alternatively, the alternative was one we don't really want to consider, but they will want.
Oh, do go on. Do go on. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Nonsense. Nonsense. Especially Harry. Especially Harry. Okay. Sussex Spotlight. Wow, new member. Thank you so much for that. Sussex Spotlight, new member. Remember, you guys, memberships at Royal Sussex start at a whopping $4.99 a month. For your contribution, you help support Royal Sussex. That's right. It's because of your contributions that my voice is going over the internet right now. So thank you so much, Sussex Spotlight. Okay. So right here, just got back from a 5-day break in Istanbul and ready for a new chapter in my life. I left the Daily Express on Friday. Fired. Oh, excuse me. I left the Daily Express on Friday after 20 years as royal correspondent to freelance, specializing in royal news, featuring writing, broadcast commentary, and podcasting. Open to DMs to discuss work. Uh-huh. So if you want to send him some direct mail into his little mailbox, his DMs, he's looking for work, y'all. Now, as you can see, some of the Sussex squad have actually come up with a remedy. A few of them have sent him applications at a restaurant called McDonald's. I think that's a Michelin star restaurant. A McDonald's for application of employment. Yes. Yes. So if you're listening, Richard Palmer, please go back and check your DMs because there's a restaurant that is in need of someone with your expertise. So let me see. Are you willing to transfer? Do you have relative in the employ of McDonald's? Are you legally authorized to work? Are you willing to travel? Have you ever been employed by McDonald's before? Position you are applying for? Yeah, I think I think he might be a little underqualified. I mean, they're serving food and he talks trash, so I don't know. Let's see. Lorna Williams says, P.S. Richard Palmer didn't quit. The Daily Express probably told him, why should we give you a salary when we can get AI to write for us for free? Exactly. Mm-hmm. There you go. Thank you so much, Lorna Williams. I agree with that. So just remember, you guys, as I pointed out yesterday, there was one particular newspaper that produced more garbage than the rest. Remember yesterday when I showed you how there had been like, let me see right here, Daily Express, right there, Daily Express, 50 articles about Megan in one day. And out of that 50, I'm trying to see if I can identify anything that says Richard Palmer. But yeah, he's one of those people that write for the Daily Express, where there seems to be an overwhelming amount of garbage produced in that paper every day. And he's one of those people. So um, maybe there'll be, I don't know, 49 articles in a day instead of 50. Hard to say. But anyway, so he's a freelance writer, which is the same as saying loser. Freelance means loser, unemployed loser. Anybody who loses their position at Daily Express can't be worth much anyway. I mean, it's easy to find some gossiping old queen anywhere. I mean, you got Richard K., Richard Fitzwilliams, Richard Eaton, right? So, who else? Dickie Arbiter. There's some old gossipy queens all over London. Take your choice. One gossipy old queen is about as good as the other. Anyway, oh man. How about Andrew Pierce? Gossipy old queen. There's plenty of them. Richard Palmer wrote this article. Actually, he tweeted this. So I'm not quite clear why there has been so much bile directed at William and Kate online. It's almost as if it's coordinated by fans of the Sussexes or other cyber warrior groups. Listen, girl, listen. There are people that are not members of the Sussex Squad, that do not identify with the Sussex Squad, that see the gross hypocrisy, the what do you call it? The what is the word I'm looking for? Um the overindulged lives of these royals, right? And they don't like what they see. They go to a food bank, they spend 55 minutes, I think I read 55 minutes. They brought eight people in their camera crew, uh still photographers as well as a photo journalist, and I think one of their own people that they load all this stuff online, and they arrange goods, right? Not once did they speak out and say, if you want to come and volunteer, if you want to support. They literally just walked in and walked out. They walked in, and look at how Kate is dressed to work at a. I mean, who wears stilettos to go to a food bank? Who wears stilettos at a food bank? Does she look like she's there to work? She's wearing stilettos. They show up in a fleet of Range Rovers, and she's wearing stilettos at a food bank. And when the woman said something to her, and it's on camera, she said, "Well, actually, I'm just here to observe." Meaning, don't try to teach me anything. I'm just here to observe. It was silly, and people gave them the business. People gave. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Charlotte B. Bonjour, bonsoir, bonasera. Let me see those. Oh yes, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. All right, au revoir. I love speaking French. I hope I don't embarrass you all with how proficient I am with my French. I don't mean to embarrass anybody. We? Yep. Uh, oh man, I have so many talents, and linguistically speaking, I don't want to embarrass people, but I speak several languages. uh, Sorry to show out. We, monsieur, mademoiselle, madame, bonjour. Right. So, yeah, that's what he said. He accused us of being, of picking on them. Yeah. He accused us of picking on them. And then, of course, right here, you can see where, and again, I don't know if this is a squatty. This is just someone who has an opinion. She said, interesting read, but from what I can see, the British press screwed themselves. They bashed, nitpicked, second guessed, sneered, and straight up lied. And now they're reaping the seeds that were sown. And of course, how Harry and Meghan royally screwed over the British press. They were angry because the Sussexes did not stand on the steps of the Lindo wing. They just came out and thanked everybody, and they kept trying to get Harry to pull the blanket down so that they could see Archie and all that kind of stuff. And of course, they always blame Meghan. But the truth is, Harry knows how the media is, and he has worked very hard to protect his wife from the media. He's worked very hard to protect his wife from the media. And so they blame her, knowing full well that any animosity with the media started the day his mother went into that tunnel. It probably started before that because of them chasing her, even with the children in the car. So that is something that's been for a long time. But Harry pretty much did not push back until he had a family of his own. And then, of course, all of that stuff that they used to get away with was no longer allowed. And so, right here, he goes, Karen, I'm shocked by your comments. They made me doubt your, I'm sorry, yeah, they made me doubt your credibility. Perhaps you think the US media has similarly screwed itself in its dealings with the White House. Now, I suppose this being 2019, the fact that Trump, I don't know, I'm guessing it had to do with the way Trump didn't give access to the less than conservative media. I don't know what he's talking about, but who cares? And of course, over here on the right side, our dear Omid Scobie had to straighten him out about something. William told volunteers that Britain and the rest of Europe were united behind them and spoke of the shock at seeing war on European soil. He said, this is Richard Palmer quoting William. Richard Palmer quoted William. He said Britons were more used to seeing conflict in Africa and Asia. That's William now. It's very alien to see this in Europe. We are all behind you, he said. But he added that he, like many, wanted to do more to help. We feel so useless, he said. Well, William feeling useless is a monumental understatement because he is useless. The couple offered assistance from their charitable foundation for children and young people suffering mental health problems and trauma from the war, and said their eldest children, George, age 8, and 6-year-old Princess Charlotte, had been affected by the unfolding tragedy. So this is William trying to think of something to say while visiting with the people of Ukraine. And I believe this was that visit to the cultural center. And so Omid Scobie said, below is an extract from Royal Reporter pool copy filed to UK papers and PA after he covered yesterday's royal visit. Being the only journalist there, Palmer's sole job was to share reporting to the outlets not present. There would be no royal beat without the pool system. So essentially, what happened is there is a recording of William saying exactly what you see here, but they didn't use that recording. As a matter of fact, I believe that was scrubbed from the internet. So Richard Palmer quoted William verbatim, quoted William saying that you were not used to seeing conflict in Europe, but this is something that you attribute to Africa and Asia. Now, to show you how stupid that was on William's part, as you know, back in 1933, someone named Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. And by 1939, I think Britain was being attacked by Germany, and there was war declared on both sides. And, well, I believe some 30 million Russians lost their lives. They're the ones who really won World War II, by the way. It wasn't the US, it wasn't Britain, it wasn't France, it was Russia. It was the Soviet Union that paid with their lives, which is a little known fact about World War II, but it was not the Americans and it wasn't Britain. It wasn't Roosevelt. It wasn't Churchill. They played their roles. They supplied help and defended the line and all that stuff, but they did not win the war. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, if you exclude World War I and World War II, which both happened at a time when they could be filmed, you could actually film those wars. especially World War II. There's even color film from World War II. So it just goes to show how short sighted and how ignorant William is to say that we're not used to seeing this in Europe. Huh. And what about the Balkans? What about when they tried to commit a genocide in Bosnia Herzegovina? As an American, I know about that one. But remember, we're not used to seeing this in Europe. And Richard Palmer was the one who outed William. He's the one who outed William. And then he tried to walk it back by saying that that's not exactly what he said. We know what he said. It was something stupid. And that is pretty much the way William is. He opens up his mouth and something stupid comes out. That's the same William that was joking about the global pandemic, right? That William. That's the same William that went to a movie premiere and joked about how much fun it must have been to make a movie where a female tourist traveling alone was assaulted. Yeah, that William. Not too bright though, right? Not too bright. Anyway, I just wanted to take the opportunity to share that with everyone, just in case you're new to the Sussex Squad or you're new to all of this royal stuff. Let me tell you, William is about as dumb as they come. And I do mean a big dum-dum. He's not too bright. No, he's not too bright. Usually when somebody's not too bright, they're usually good looking, right? He ain't got that going for him either. But there is someone that they wrote about today that is pretty bright and is very good looking. And that, of course, is Carl Phillips, who happens to be older than William. So you can be a prince. You can be incredibly attractive with chiseled features and also be kind of book smart too. Right? Right. Oh, yeah. Merci beaucoup to you too, Charlotte. Sue ma vie. Well, yep. Okay. So, oh, I sound so hot when I speak French. Absolutely hot. Now, where did I leave off? Was it here? No. Oh, there we were. So right there. Now, let me give you one more Richard Palmer. Kate Middleton feels oh, no, that's not Richard Palmer. I'm sorry. I'm done with Richard Palmer. This is continuing from yesterday. So I'm almost done, you guys. Let me see. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Gosh, I thought we were going to get out of here in an hour. Okay. Kate Middleton feels exhausted and trapped over enormous workload after Meghan Markle and Prince Harry effectively threw the Cambridge children under the bus by quitting, as royal sources tell Tatler. So we talked about this yesterday, but listen, you guys, I found that magazine article and I found the stuff that they removed. I found the stuff that they removed from that article. So I'm not going to share it today, but I will share it with you soon. Again, do you think you think I can make a video about that? I think I should make a video about that article. But I did find the stuff that was removed and I compared the two articles, and I could assure you, when they say they took 25% of that Catherine the Great article, when they say they removed 25%, yes, they removed 25% of it. They did. They certainly did. And I think I will share it with you at some point. But it was pretty bad. It made William look terrible. It made him look stupid and petty and Carol Middleton. Oh, they socked it to Carol Middleton. So yeah, I think I will do that. Yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun. So Yeah, just give me a chance, and I will. I'll make one of my videos. But yeah, that was in regard to that Tatler article where Kate was feeling exhausted. I mean, look at her; she looks tired right there. So yeah, it was a big deal. Did you guys get a chance to watch that podcast? Um, and I forgot to put it on the thing, didn't I? Anyway, if you guys get a chance to watch the podcast, make sure you do. I'm gonna make sure that I put it up there for you. That was the one we discussed yesterday. Let me see if I could. Well, I could show you the title right now. Do I have it here? Nope, that's Scoop. Mm. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Inside Meghan Markle plus Kate Middleton Part 3. That's on the Apple Podcast. So I don't know if you can find it on any other service, but it's on the Apple Podcast. So that's the one where we listen to Anna. Is her name here? Anna. Yeah, we listened to Anna. What's her name? Talk about that stuff. I'm sorry, I forgot what her name is. Pontiac, Anna Pontiac, Anna Pontiac, Ponzac, Pontiac, Anna, and I forgot. Okay, so anyway, oh, right here, you got to see this response to that article. What is it? Pasternak. Anna Pasternak. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, thank you. Anna Pasternak. It's not Pontiac, y'all. It's Pasternak. Anyway, right here, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about this wealthy, privileged family? They have a house full of servants as well as numerous courtiers. How much effort does it take to make a few Zoom calls? They were a bit bone idle before Meghan Markle showed up. Now, all of a sudden, they want to look busy. They were doing the least amount of work of senior royals. It seems to me as though now they want to mimic the Sussex's workload. I find it hard to believe that Kate Middleton is working as hard as a corporate CEO. Such a statement defies logic. She really could benefit from a course that teaches public speaking. Why drive away the Sussexes and then complain about the extra work? The Windsors are very cold people. They have not learned their lesson from Diana. The royal family needs to modernize or become they will lose public favor, or they will lose public. Okay, little typo there, but yeah, that is what someone said about that article. And again, let me see, what is the date of that article? That was from 2019. Yeah, that was from 2019. So yeah, 26 May 2020. Okay, yeah, that was from 2020. Yeah, because they left in 2020. So the Sussexes were gone for about 2 months at this point, right? And Kate was complaining about being tired during the global pandemic when all they had to do was Zoom calls. They were doing Zoom calls. How are you tired doing Zoom calls? Huh? All you have to do is sit up there and agree, and I know talking could be a bit of a chore, but
Well, obviously it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. obviously on to this day, and going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
So if you can do that for that engagement interview, you can do that all day long. It's something about those words that encompasses anything that has ever happened in the history of humanity. So why not just repeat that? Just repeat that over and over again. It worked that time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
What?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, well, anyway, it worked that time. So, again, this is Harry that desperately misses Kate Middleton. You can tell by the look on his face, there is no place he'd rather be than near those two people, right? His eyes say how much he loves his life, right? Nobody, and I do mean nobody, has ever been more pleased to be near two people like Will and like Kate than Harry. Harry's eyes are not saying, get me out of here. His eyes are not saying, I'd rather chew broken glass. He's saying, God, I love these two. As a matter of fact, I should never marry, and I should just spend all my time walking in their shadow, thinking of everything intelligent that we do, using my personality for raising money and connecting with people. Yeah. I mean, it's a thankless job, but who wouldn't want that? And with that, you all, I am done. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, moderators, as always, for keeping this a safe space. And what else? Yeah, that's it. That is it. So, I didn't read most of your comments. I just wanted to try to get the time down. So with that, I hope we were successful. About an hour and a half. I think that's good. At some point, we'll get it down to an hour. I mean, it's not to say that we won't have those longer ones, but unless there's something really big going on, there's really no need for that. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And remember, when you see our queens, it's time to go. And, well, y'all know what that means. Let me see. Where are the queens? That's weird. I cannot find them. Huh. Oh, well. Well, they're there. I'll go over here. Let me see. There we go. There we go. There's our queens. And, of course, our last word of the day is no bad energy. No bad energy. I still love this thumbnail. I think that's really cool. I make some really cool thumbnails, I think. I do them all myself. I mean, I do borrow from here and there. But I love doing the thumbnails. A lot of fun. And I love this one. This is my other favorite. Yep, I love that one. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun to the bottom of the sea. Oh, man. Anastasia. Hey, Anastasia. Okay, not going to drag it out, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to remember to put that link for the podcast on the community tab, just like I remembered it yesterday. Yeah, and see you tomorrow. And I promise you, we won't start this late tomorrow. Definitely not this late.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, let's end with Madam Duchess. I hope Black Queen's okay. I haven't seen Black Queen for a while. Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker. Grazie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay. All right. Good night, all. Big dummy. Look at there. Not too bright. Not too bright. Jazz. All that jazz. Anyway, we'll leave it here.